Welcome back to day 2 of me building a prostate cancer trials application app, where the intended purposes of the app is to feed in patient information, and based on certain metrics, there were a few stages in my planning that needed to be a bit amended. Previously shared that I will be using other cardiovascular biometric factors to use as a threshold and be using its own guidelines from the European Society of Cardiology. However, the issue with that is the lack of patient data at hand. And while there were a fair number of patient data available, it wasn't enough in terms of my specific use case. So after a lot of finding out and trial and effort, I finally was able to find a open source dataset, and it had a record of about 160,000 patient records. Sure, the dataset was larger, but that also allowed the instance of the exact patient's demographic and the biomarkers that we were looking for the patient data. Now, the first things with coding is the actual testing engine. My initial plan was to initially turn this into a fully functioning TUI, and as long as everything is working in the TUI, all of that engine at the backend can easily then be converted into a proper professional looking GUI. Unfortunately, the last majority of the day was spent finding the appropriate dataset and upgrading the model according to that. And because of that, I had to get rid of the cardiovascular metrics system. ECG readings and the findings from there are not available because that's a whole other modality. So because of that, I had to let go of the cardiovascular metrics that I was initially thinking of and purely just look at prostate cancer biomarkers. So hopefully in day 3, where I actually start coding for the TUI and the backend, I'll also do some testing as well to see the engine is working. And then finally, I'll finish it off with the GUI.